Hey guys, just getting back from the theater from seeing actually two movies this week. Um, this obviously, like I usually do, I'll do a review for the first movie on this video and a review for the next movie on the next video. This week and next week are basically what I call catch up weeks, and what I mean by that is that they're basically weeks for me to catch up on some movies I haven't seen yet, that I've been told about and been recommended, and also films that were certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. And if you don't know by now, I haven't watched my videos before. I've been on a goal to try to watch every certified fresh film on Rotten Tomatoes that comes to my movie theater, local movie theater. I've missed a couple. Two of them that I know for sure I've missed is Kevin Hart, that Let Me Explain documentary, and what was the other one? The Way Back. Way Back. I didn't know really much about it, but it basically came there to my movie theater for 1 week, and then it disappeared. I don't know if they'll be ever coming to my cheap movie theater, which is the other movie theater right next to the bigger one that I usually go to. But if they do, I'll maybe check them out. And if not, I will check them out when they come on DVD. Which I think will be. I think Kevin Hart's movie's coming out pretty soon on DVD in like October or something. So I'll check it out. Um, but yeah, this there's really nothing to note that's coming out this week or next week. So I figured I'd try to catch up on some films. And after last week's terrible week with Your Next, I decided I would go see the one movie that I actually wanted to almost did plan going to see last week, but changed my mind, and that was World's End. The World's End. I'm a huge fan of Simon Pegg and Nick Frost and Edgar Wright from what I've seen. I haven't watched. I've never watched Hot Fuzz. I haven't watched. I love Shaun of the Dead, but I haven't watched Hot Fuzz or Scott Pilgrim Saves the World. But I've liked Shaun of the Dead. I thought it was a really funny, really witty comedy. I thought the dialogue was really funny. That's one of the things I really loved about that movie was that it was a very witty dialogue, and the repertoire between all the characters was great. It also was a really good tribute to zombie films, at the same time as being a comedy. And I never got to watch Hot Fuzz, so I never got to. I haven't been able to complete the Cornetto trilogy or whatever they want to call it. I didn't even know there was a name to this series. I didn't even know this was supposed to be a trilogy until this movie World's End came out. But I guess apparently they have a name for it, and it's supposed to be a trilogy called the Cornetto trilogy, named after different flavored Cornetto ice cream that are featured in the movie, which is really weird. But, um, anyways, I was looking forward to this. This looked really good. The World's End I'm talking about, and it really looked about as funny as like Shaun of the Dead and all that stuff. And the reviews have been excellent for this movie. Some of the best reviews of the year have gone to this movie. So I was really looking forward to it. Yeah, and coming out, yeah, this movie's freaking awesome. This is one of the best movies of the year, in my opinion. Not just the best comedy of the year. I think about a couple months ago I said This Is the End is the best comedy I've seen all year. Well, sorry, This Is the End. This is definitely just beat that movie. This was a really freaking funny movie. I love this movie. Um, like I particularly love just the interactions between all these actors, like Nick Frost and Simon Pegg. They have great chemistry together. They have great comedic chemistry that you know you rarely see anymore. Um, and they really work well together. I really like Simon Pegg in this movie, particularly if I were to pick someone out of this movie I really liked, I would say it was Simon Pegg. He was freaking hysterical. Everything I've seen that guy in he's always one of the better parts of it, and he's really funny in this. He's a really arrogant asshole in this movie, and he plays it very well. And he's a very likable, arrogant asshole in this movie. Very funny, very very funny. Um, I also liked that this movie was it wasn't just a comedy. It was also a tribute to sci-fi films, particularly movies like Invasion of the Body Snatchers and The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing. There was a lot of comparisons to those two movies in this, like a lot of like similarities of those movies in this movie. It was obvious that it was a loving tribute to those kinds of movies, and it really really worked. I mean, it's kind of movie. This movie kind of basically starts out as just a comedy about five guys trying to complete something that they tried to do when they graduated high school, I think, which was do a pub crawl of all 12 bars in their little local town. And basically, when they tried to do it when they were like 18 or whatever, they failed miserably. So I think they only got to nine of them. So they tried. The Simon Pegg's character basically is trying to get them all back together when they're a lot older, like in their 40s, and try to finish what they started. And and like that's like, you know, the first half of this movie is just the interactions and the hilarity that ensues as they're trying to make it through this pub crawl. And while on their way there, or through this pub crawl, they unfortunately come across the fact that their town has been basically taken over by robots. Like the normal townspeople have been replaced with basically robot versions of themselves, and it's like it becomes, like I said, Invasion of the Body Snatchers almost. And there's parts of like The Thing where they have to prove to each other that they're really the real person and not a robot. It kind of reminded me a little bit of The Thing. I mean, I know there's stuff like that in Invasion of the Body Snatchers, but it kind of reminded me a lot of that, The Thing, like how they handled that. But it was done comedically, obviously. Like I said, the dialogue in this movie is witty as hell. The repertoire is, just like in Shaun of the Dead, is really good. I actually think I like this a lot better than I liked Shaun of the Dead. I don't know why, but I haven't watched maybe it's because I haven't watched Shaun of the Dead in a while. Maybe I'll have to watch it again, but maybe I honestly, right now as I'm thinking of it, I thought this was better than Shaun of the Dead. And this also made me want to go watch Hot Fuzz. I actually got around to watching like brief Hot Fuzz briefly, but I never get finished watching it. That is why I haven't seen it. What else? There was just a lot of great comedy bits in this movie. I like the fact that at the beginning, the first two pubs that they go to are the exact same pubs, basically, but just given different names. It's pretty freaking funny. Like, I went over to London, like, briefly years ago, or like 3 years ago, and when I did, I noticed I went to a lot of pubs, and I noticed this weird thing about how every pub that I went to had the same exact menu. I'm not joking. Every pub that I went into London, and I thought that was kind of like funny. For me, I kind of liked that because, you know, I thought that would have been funny if every pub that they went to was the exact same pub as the last. But I mean, what I mean by that is, like, they all have the first two pubs that they go to basically have the same interior as the other, and it's kind of funny. The joke is really funny. I like the fact that they do kind of explain why when like they find out, like they don't find out until like I think the fifth pub that they go to that there's town is being overrun by robots, and it's kind of they actually explain why, like at that point, why they don't just leave their town and just go away and like try to avoid being captured by these robots. They explain that they're by this point really drunk and they can't drive, so pretty reasonable reason why they can't leave yet. I thought that was pretty reasonable. I also like the only the leader of the group, Simon Pegg, thinks the only way they can get through this is that if they continue to go through all the pubs. And for some reason, in his head, he thinks if he goes to all the pubs, he will. If he continues doing this pub crawl, that he will basically. Sorry, there's a dog barking. That they basically will go unnoticed or whatever whatsoever, and that they won't seem like they know what's going on. And somehow in his head, he thinks this will help them if they continue this pub crawl. I thought that's pretty funny. What other? I know that kind of makes no sense what I just said. If it doesn't, I apologize. But it just, yeah. But anyways, I really like the whole movie. I thought it also, at the end where they finally meet kind of like the leader of the person responsible behind the person responsible for the robot takeover, and the dialogue between the leader of the robots and Simon Pegg is just freaking hysterical. It's basically a back and forth about how humanity is just uncivilized. We're just a bunch of uncivilized people in this world, and it's kind of funny. It's the dialogue is really funny, and it also features the voice of Bill Nighy, which was awesome to see Bill Nighy's voice in it. I kind of wish he would have been in it. All you hear is his voice. Basically, the leader of the robots basically is just a giant light, and he just it's giant light with basically Bill Nighy's voice, and the interaction between this giant light and Simon Pegg is really funny. I thought it was really, really probably one of the funniest parts of the whole movie, and the dialogue about just how uncivilized this planet, the people on this planet was really funny. If I really can complain about something, the only thing I could complain, and the only really minor complaint I can give about this movie, is the ending. The ending is really weird. I thought that was a really weird tonal shift at like the very end. I mean, it's still very funny, like the end, but it really becomes really, really dark at the end, and it felt weird. It just felt like a really weird tonal shift, but it doesn't hurt it. I don't want to spoil it, what happens at the end, but it was just really weird. And I guess I thought about it a little bit more as I was walking out of the theater. I guess this is Edgar Wright's way of ending the trilogy, putting a definite book end to this trilogy. So if that's what he was thinking when he made that ending, I guess I could see why he did it. But it still was really weird. It just felt really like tonally. It just felt like off a little bit. But I still liked the movie. I really, really liked this movie. I thought the movie was really funny, really witty. Thought the best movie of Edgar Wright's and Simon Pegg's and Nick Frost's career. I've really enjoyed this more than I did Shaun of the Dead, and I like Shaun of the Dead a lot, but I enjoyed this even more. Um, Definitely one of the top contenders for best movie of the year, in my opinion. Um, but I'm gonna get off here, and I'll be back with my next review. Like I said, go see World's End, and I'll be back with my next review.